guys, it's Runtime HD here, and welcome to Off the Shelf, where basically the whole show concept is we get a movie off the shelf, where we're literally gonna go to the shelf and take one off of it. It's in the name! You know what I mean? And today, what we found off the shelf was an Invasion of Astro-Monster, a 1965 Godzilla flick, and pretty good. It's not really about Godzilla very much. It's more about, it's not really about Godzilla, you know, my pride and joy. It's not about Godzilla that much. And also, if you saw on the cover, it's also known as Godzilla vs. Monster Zero, if you can read that, which is what they call King Ghidorah in that one. Because there's no new monsters in this movie. It's just Ghidorah, Rodan, and Godzilla. Those are the three kaijus that are in this, and that's it. Which kind of sucks, but... Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick synopsis. Basically, we have these two astronauts. They get sent on a mission by the Space Force, and they go into space. They go past Jupiter. They go to Planet X, and they go to Planet X, and they meet aliens with neck braces and antennas coming out of the back of their head. They're basically Japanese guys with thin sunglasses, like from the 80s, that nobody ever wears anymore. But,
How could they be from the 80s? It's 1965.
They're time travelers.
Go ahead.
But anyway, they go to that planet. They say that King Ghidorah has been terrorizing their planet, so they need Rodan and Godzilla to defeat King Ghidorah because he's defeated King Ghidorah before. But then, after they leave, they go, ha 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 ha. So they're obviously the bad guys. And then, they're bad guys. And they try to take over the world with Godzilla, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, which they can control with magnetic waves. But also, to mention, they're weak to sound. So, conveniently, a guy at the beginning of the movie was creating a really loud sound. He was basically carrying a machine that's really loud, and you could hear it a few blocks away. And then, conveniently, later on in the movie, they leave him with that device in a duffel bag right in his cell, and they leave the American guy in the cell, put him in the cell, they murder the two other guards, they throw him in the cell, and then they escape, they trick them, and then they kill all the aliens, and then they beat up Ghidorah, and he flies away, and he says, "You foiled me again, Godzilla," and then the movie ends. That's the synopsis. I think there's in the movie, I think there's a total of 3 kaiju battles in the entire movie. This is a Godzilla film. There's not enough. And there's barely any destruction either, which is a crime with a Godzilla film, dude. I love Godzilla. I want to watch all his films, and it hurt me, man. It hurt me on a personal level. Well, yeah, like, the first one was actually really short, and Rodan barely did anything in the first fight, and he threw a rock. He threw a rock at Ghidorah, and that's the limit that he did. Do something cool with Ghidorah, man. He's a giant dinosaur, and Ghidorah's got 3 heads, and all they really do with Ghidorah is he fires his lasers out of his 3 mouths, which is cool, but do something else with Ghidorah. You know, have him actually destroy shit. Like, Ghidorah didn't destroy anything, and the best destruction we got from Godzilla was him him punting things like a football. Like, come on. Come on, man. I know this movie is from the 60s, but it could do better. It could do better. I know it. And I was expecting a lot more kaiju battles in this, but I didn't get it. It was more story-oriented, like, at the end of it's like always in the Godzilla movies as well, and any kaiju movie, really. Like, what happens is, the big monster is destroying shit, right? They're in, like, a city or a town, and they're, like, kicking people, eating people, just crushing people. And then what they decide to do, instead of, like, I don't know, like, getting bombs or something, they get, like, 40 soldiers in, like, a straight line, and they just shoot at him from, like, 20 feet away, and it's, like, they get crushed immediately, because what is a little, like, assault rifle gonna do against a giant city-destroying monster? Doesn't make no sense to me.
Doesn't make sense?
Yes. Just don't make no sense. Well, actually, I don't hate this movie. Those are just the problems that I had. I liked it, actually. I liked it quite a bit. Those are just the problems I had with it. And, you know, It may sound like I hated it, but I didn't. I didn't. And I think the reason I didn't hate it is because the kaiju battles in it were actually pretty good. Because obviously you still got the people in suits, right? And it's great. The puppets, the practical effects look great. And it's pretty, it can be funny at times unintentionally. It can be pretty unintentionally funny at some points. And I thought it was enjoyable because, you can't really hate an old Godzilla movie, at least I don't think. Really, if you're interested in Godzilla movies, if you want to see, like, actual, like, Godzilla city destruction, he doesn't really destroy cities in this movie. He destroys more like a town than a city, right? He doesn't, like, destroy a giant skyscraper. There's no, like, massive destruction in this movie. You're not going to get that here if you're looking for that kind of Godzilla movie. If you're looking for, like, it's pretty campy, wouldn't you say? It's pretty campy, because it is the 60s. It is the mid-60s, so that's, like, a given. But, if you're just in for, like, a good time, like a fun hour-and-a-half movie with Godzilla, if that's what you're looking for, you'd probably like it. I'm not saying, like, you would hate this movie if you're, like... Actually, I don't know. I just feel like if you feel like you would like this movie, you probably would. But basically, my final thoughts on this movie, Godzilla, I like Godzilla, and then rating, I would probably give it, like, to be honest, I'm usually kind of nice to these movies, so maybe like 6.5. If it was up against other Godzilla movies that I've seen, I think it would probably be below those ones because, as I said, it's not exactly a Godzilla movie. It's an alien invasion movie more than a kaiju movie. Because I said there's not much destruction in this movie, and when the destruction is there, it's pretty good. The miniatures, the guys in suits just stomping on little miniatures, it's great. But there's not a lot of that. There's one scene where he destroys miniatures, and that's it. So if you're looking for a kaiju movie, nah. But alien invasion, 60s alien invasion, it's not bad. So yeah, that's what I think. So guys, before I go, tell me what your favorite Godzilla movie is. Tell me down in the comments. Because I want to check it out. I want to see more Godzilla movies, so recommend me your favorite Godzilla movies down in the comments. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been Ronin Time HD, and yeah, this has been the first episode of Off the Shelf. Oh my god, he's shooting.